Gentlemen, listen up, because I'm about to drop a secret that took me years of blood, sweat, and rejection to figure out. And in this video, I am handing over the 9 signs that scream this girl is the wildest, the freakiest, the easiest to bed woman in the entire room, even if she's hiding behind a sweet, innocent facade. These signs do not lie. And honestly, I almost hate to give this away because my videos typically get 100,000, 200,000 views, and it just hurts me to see other guys learn this information because it took me years to figure this out. I had to approach thousands of women to see these patterns, but you're gonna learn it all in just a couple of minutes. Now picture this, you're at that office party, or you're taking a class, or you're out at a bar, or hell, maybe you're at a grocery store. How do you know which girl in the room or which girl in the store is secretly the wildest, the kinkiest, the freakiest one? Which one of those girls has that rebellious streak hidden under that innocent look? And I'm talking about girls that are down for anything, the ones who will surprise you in ways you can't even imagine. And here is the simple truth that most guys miss. Those seemingly sweet, innocent looking girls, the shy ones especially, often they are the biggest freaks behind closed doors, because these are the girls with those wild imaginations. Some of them even fantasize about having fast hookups with older guys. Why? Because they're bored with vanilla dudes their own age. And by the time you're done watching this, you will have a superpower, the ability to walk into any room, whether it's a party, a bar, or a classroom, and zero in on that one girl that's the easiest to talk to, that one girl that's the easiest to take home, the one that is most likely to blow your mind in bed. And you're gonna stop wasting your time on those uptight, prudish girls who are nothing but dead ends. Now, are these signs 100% foolproof? No, but it is damn close. And for those nights when you just wanna cut through all the noise and get what you want from a girl, these are the signs you wanna be looking for. And if I'm in the mood to find that innocent girl who moves like a stripper and she's got the mindset of an adult film star, these are the signs I use, and they do work relatively well. Oh, and by the way, once you get to the end of the video, if you think that I've missed any signs, drop them down in the comments below, because I want to hear what you got to say, and maybe I'll even add them to my list. So gentlemen, let's hop into it. All right, so let's start off with the most obvious signs to be looking for, and then work our way through the more subtle signs that you're most likely to miss. So the first way to spot the wildest woman in the room, the clearest giveaway possible, is how she peacocks herself, how she boldly defies norms by the way she's dressed. Like, does she have visible tattoos, maybe on her arms or on her neck? Or she's rocking some face piercings, or she's got her tongue pierced. Or maybe she's dyed her hair a bold color like pink or blue or green, and she just doesn't care what other people think. Or her nails, maybe she has black nails or green nails or something edgy. Or her style, the way she's dressed, where it screams rebelliousness. You know, the way she's dressed, it challenges your expectations. Where her whole look, her ornamentation, the way she peacocks herself is her way of flipping off the mainstream culture. Where she's making it clear that she refuses to conform to anyone else's expectations. Now, let's get one thing straight, gentlemen. Just because she looks like that doesn't mean that she is the easiest girl in the room. In fact, the easiest ones are often those sweet-looking, innocent girls. Like, they wouldn't hurt a fly. But the tattoos, the piercings, the bright hair color, that unique rebellious vibe, that is a dead giveaway that she's no church-going girl. And if you talk to her and she's into you and you build some attraction and some sexual tension, things can go down pretty quickly. So the next big giveaway that woman is the easiest girl in the room is if she's flaunting off her body, if she's showing a lot of skin, if she has her midriff exposed, or she's wearing shorts that barely cover up her butt, or that blouse she's wearing is practically hanging off her shoulders and she's spilling out of her top. She's showing way more boobage than most women would ever dare. When she's putting all that skin out on display for the whole world to see, it means she's comfortable with who she is. She's comfortable about how she looks, and she doesn't give a damn about what anyone else thinks about it. And because she's not not concerned with other people's opinions so much. It means she's a little bit more laid back, she's a little bit more open, she's a little bit looser than the girl who's hiding behind all these thick layers of fabric and the heavy coat. Now, I'm not saying it's absolutely guaranteed, but you can bet that she's not as uptight as that girl that's all buttoned up from head to toe. I mean, that's part of the reason why I moved to Florida 25 years ago. It's why I spent years traveling through South America, because women show more skin. It's a warmer climate and a far more sexualized culture. The next dead giveaway that that girl is the wildest one in the room is the way she shows herself off. And if she loves male attention, if she wants men to look at her, if she wants men to lust after her. And she's not just out there dressing up. She's dressing up to catch attention. She's dressing up to draw eyes on herself. And she loves the attention she gets from it, especially if she goes out hitting up spots where she can dress sexy and make sure that every guy in the room is checking her out, where she thrives on being looked at and being oogled at and being admired. That is a good damn sign that girl has a wild and kinky side to herself, where she feeds off that attention and it just fires her up. Now, sure, most girls today, they're living for the likes and the hard eyes on their phones. They're posting thirst traps just to rack up a bunch of digital compliments. But I'm not talking about those girls so much. I'm talking about the women that live for the real world attention. The women that dress up to be noticed by men in the flesh, not to just impress some screen. So if she's out there making sure that her outfits are turning heads and cracking necks, if she loves to dress sexy, that is a clear sign she has got that freaky, wild side underneath the surface. All right, so now that we've covered some of the more obvious signs that you can see immediately on the girl, let's cover some of the more subtle ones. Like, how quick is that girl getting sexual comfort with you? Sexual comfort is essentially how fast that girl opens up to you about sex and her fantasies and what she likes in the bedroom. It's how quickly she can talk about things like nudity or skin and sexual behavior without even flinching. It's how easily she can talk about these things without getting embarrassed about it or feel like she's being judged by you. Like, if right off the bat, she's talking openly about a threesome she once had or what age she lost her virginity and she's confident about that, it shows you that she sees sex as this natural part of life, and she doesn't give a damn what anyone else thinks. She has a lot of sexual comfort very quickly. So let's say you're talking to a girl and you were to ask her, so what's the craziest thing you've ever done, girl? And she responds with something really weak, like, I don't know, I went to detention in high school once, and she's really shy about it. You know she's really concerned about what other people think of her. But if you were to ask the same question to a girl that's got a lot of easy sexual comfort in spades, she'll tell you exactly what's been going on in the bedroom and that threesome she once had. Maybe even a story about some wild night with some crazy guy and the orgasms they had. And that's when you know that she is a freak, that she is secretly wild. And I have seen over the years a massive range in this area. A lot of women, when you start asking them the right questions to try to push that sexual comfort and get them to open up, like, so has anyone ever caught you naked? Have you ever gone skinny dipping? What's the sexiest thing that you have ever worn in public, girl? They're hesitant. They're guarded because they're afraid of judgment. But then you've also got those girls with easy sexual comfort and they're ready to take the reins. And you ask her a question like, so has anyone ever walked in on you naked? And she just takes that question and she runs with it. She starts telling you some crazy story about a crazy hookup. And she's got zero problems about revealing her sexual past. And when a woman just easily opens up to you like that and she's comfortable with herself and she's comfortable with her sexuality, you know what? That is a huge indicator that she is the wildest girl in the room. Now, the next sign coming up, gentlemen, this one is huge. This is a total game changer. But if you're serious about dating younger, beautiful women and you're just not quite sure how to do it, I am training some of the greatest guys in the world right now. And if you're ready to start kicking some ass, if you're ready to start getting in front of the most beautiful girls in your city, meeting them, taking them out on fun dates and sleeping with some of the most beautiful women in the world, and you're tired of having a mediocre dating life, you're tired of dating mediocre women, and you want more for yourself, you can go right here to youngerpartner.com, where you can punch in your name, punch in your phone number, and I will personally reach out to you in the next 24 hours, where I show you how to unlock a woman's sexuality so that she's not just your friend anymore, but she wants to take you all the way to the bedroom and rip your clothes off, where I show you how you can meet a woman and within 10 minutes you can be kissing her, even if you just meet her out during the daytime. And this is only for those guys who are serious about kicking some ass and taking your dating life to the next level. And you have the time to put in a couple hours a week to fully devote yourself to meeting beautiful girls. So I want you to check it out. Go right here to youngerpartner.com and apply. Let's see if we can work together. All right, moving on. Another indicator to look for on how wild a girl really is you want to see if she's the right age. And this is one that men tend to overlook. At certain ages, women are going to be a lot more wild and sexually active and exploratory than at other ages. Like when a woman is 30, 31, 32, she's not getting the same attention she did from men when she was 20, 21, 22. She's feeling that biological clock ticking away. When she's in her 30s, she starts to think, time is running out for me. I need to find a husband right now. Finding a guy to take care of her suddenly becomes the top priority. And a lot of these women don't want to mess around and waste time with a lover boy or sexual exploration. Or take when a young woman is age 18, 19, 20. She's very, very young. And a lot of these very young women are tightly enmeshed in groupthink. They're super obsessed about what their female friends and their peer group thinks of them, and they don't want to take any decision at all without approval from their female friends. And on top of that, at age 18, 19, 20, a lot of these women are sexually inexperienced and they're a little shy. Now, these are by no means hard rules. They're just tendencies. But women in their early 20s, women in their middle 20s, when they're not quite old enough to be obsessed over finding a husband yet, but they are old enough that they've broken off from their old friend groups, broken away from their old peer groups, and they start to think for themselves, become more independent, those women in their early middle 20s tend to be more sexually experimental and open. And then the other age group that tends to be sexually wild are going to be older women in their 40s. You know, women that have already had their kids, they've already been married, and now she's looking for something a little bit new, a little bit fresh, a little bit exciting. And she's older now. She's more sexually experienced, and she doesn't care what other people think so much. Now, yet another indicator that that woman is the wildest woman in the room is if she's traveling alone, if she's traveling all by herself, without friends and without family. Some of the easiest, wildest, craziest, kinkiest girls are traveling by themselves in hostels, in cheap hotels. So the girl in her mid-20s, traveling all by herself, backpacking through Europe, backpacking through Thailand and Vietnam, often on a dirt cheap shoestring budget where she's discovering herself. That lone girl discovering herself, that's just an excuse to explore all of her sexual fantasies without her friends and family being there from her hometown judging her for it. Where she goes off traveling all by herself so that there's no prying eyes from mom and dad, so she can be anonymous and do whatever she wants with some new cool guys. And the way you can find out if she's the type of girl who travels all by herself is to simply ask her. You can simply ask her, all right, so where's the craziest place you've ever traveled to? Or where's the most interesting places you've ever been to? And if she starts to rattle off a bunch of different countries, then you can ask her next. So are you adventurous? Did you travel around all by yourself, or did you have mom and dad chaperoning you? And if she tells you that she's traveled all by herself, that is, gentlemen, a huge green flag that she may very well be the wildest woman in the room. Now, yet another indicator that that girl is wild and easy to get into bed is if she expresses interest or expresses support for non-traditional relationships, such as swinging or open relationships, or at least she's non-judgmental about it. So, for example, if you're on a first date with a girl, or you're in a conversation with a woman at, say, a party, you can bring up the topic in the third person person as a story, where you simply tell the girl, hey, my friend told me something really crazy the other day. So you're drawing her in with a little bit of curiosity here, and she's going to ask you, what is it? What did he say? Well, he was telling me that he and his girlfriend have been going to swinger parties for the past year, and I was really shocked because his girlfriend seems so sweet and innocent and shy on the surface, but apparently she's pretty wild underneath. I mean, I kind of think it's cool and interesting. What do you think? Now, if she gives you a negative reaction to that story, she's like, oh, how could they? Blah, blah, blah. Obviously, she's probably not that wild. She's not open to sleeping around much herself. But if she's non-judgmental, if she's accepting of the story, maybe she even praises the girl, which I've had that reaction a couple of times, then that is a huge, big green light, a big indicator that she is wild herself. All right, gentlemen, so moving on, another sign you can look for that she is indeed the wildest girl in the room, fun, fast, and easy, is just look at the female friends she hangs out with. You see, women are highly influenced by their immediate environment, especially when they're younger. Women are typically obsessed in getting approval from their female friends. Now, guys like approval from their male friends as well, but women take it to the next level. So if her female friends all go to the same church and they run the abstinence group after school, most likely she's not going to be that wild, or at least not that fast to hook up. But if her female friends are easy, loose, troublemaking Jezebels, if her female friends are known to be fun-oriented, leg-spreading floozies, she's likely to become one too, because women are highly influenced by their female friends. So if being promiscuous is seen as cool by her female friends and the epitome of freedom, she's likely to just follow along and be promiscuous too. Have you ever heard that saying, you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with most? Well, that's especially true with women and their sexual behavior. So the question you have to be asking yourself is, what are her friends like? What kind of social circles does she spend her time in? And that's often going to teach you everything you need to know about her. Now, yet another indicator that she is secretly wild and fun and easy is if she tells you that all of her friends are men. Because let's be real, gentlemen, all of a woman's male friends, they all want to sleep with her, all of them. 99% of the time, unless they're gay, they are just biding their time, waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right opportunity to make their move and spread her legs. And that girl is always going to tell you, oh, they're just friends. But she knows deep down, subconsciously, that they're into her. And she just loves feeding off all that male attention. And if all of her friends are a bunch of dudes, if all of her friends are men, it means that she thrives off that attention. She's thriving off the validation that female friends just couldn't give her. Female friends would be competition for the male attention, if anything. She has to be the center of attention in her world. And if she's addicted to getting all that male attention, and she's addicted to all the guys competing over her, doing things for her, orbiting around her, simping for her, it means she's very likely sleeping around with different guys for attention and validation as well. Now, since you've enjoyed this video so much, watch this one next. This is the simple hug that makes even good girls suddenly feel 10 out of 10 horny, where you can melt her instantly. And you've got to greet the girl anyway, whether it's on a first date or you're greeting a female colleague or a classmate. You might as well learn how to give her this hug, learn how to give her this greeting to make her instantly horny for you every single time without fail.